Welcome back, guys. I made a little bit of progress today. Um, I don't know if I've shown the fog in there before. Hopefully that's showing up. Also, hopefully my desktop audio is mixing properly with this with a proper amount of background music. So, funny enough, YouTube seems to strip it or change it when I upload it. So we'll see how this goes. But anyhow, I've added a little bit of distance fog, but trying to make the world look infinite. And I don't know if you can just see at the edges there's a bit of a dotted red ring. That's the edge of the map border warning, but that's not very interesting. I can zoom it out. As you can see, the world is still just a map, but the way the fog blends in when you get down into the playing area looks a little bit better. But that's my opinion. um, see what comments or whatnot have to say about that. Anyhow, what I'm here for is we're going to show a little quick demo. I managed to sew in some of the multiplayer. I'm just going to fire that up, and then just off the screen here, I've pre-built another one of the binaries here. I'm just going to move its error log, and this would be like player 2. And you're going to join it. So now they're joined. I'm going to press start on this one. Oh, hang on, little bug there. Normally they don't expect them to be running on the same computer. So anyhow, we have our units that we're used to. Player 1 here can move their units around. Okay. Now if we see down here in player 2, player 1's units are actually moving. Their telemetry and whatnot is being sent and updated. Now also, player 2, we'll call it, or seems to be able to control their units. Now also, correctly, they can't control the opponent's units. I don't have fighting yet, but what I did get done today, which might not seem like much, but was actually kind of complex, and I'll just do it here. Push the home key to jump to the player, and I'm going to rotate the base. You can spawn units. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the orientation grabbed correctly. It should be not. It should be spawning the spawn ships parallel or in line with this unit here, but I think I didn't update it in this client. So we're going to zoom out, because unfortunately when you're working on the network stuff, you do have to have more than one running executable to test the stuff, because you have to have one to talk to the other. And what I'm going to do here is, I think that shows the old error that I had just a little bit earlier this morning. Now if we go back to player 1, we can see there's player 2's ships on the way over. I can't touch them. But if we go over here, just pop to that one's home. I think this one has the rotation bug fixed. Yeah, there we go. So I had to get there's a spawn point that you can't see here, it's invisible. What I had to do is grab the rotation of the parent, the base, because this base can actually move right now. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it later. Might make use of that or not, but it does need to be able to have it spawn the player units where they want them. So otherwise it's a bit useless. So now that I've got the spawning and the networking functionality seeming to be working, the next is going to be the ability to do some damage. So I'm going to try and look at getting that deck gun working. Let's just spawn another one here. Oop, I may have caused a collision there. Yep, did. Yeah, I'm just spawning a ton of them here. So we'll hop up over here just for fun. This one has the incorrect code in the spawner. This has a slightly older code, that's all. You can see the ships are actually bumping the main base, which is probably not a good thing, I don't think. But they're working. And yeah. Something now that I've done it on the other one, I'm going to do it here. It does work in this one, is tab for hopping through the active units. So I can tab through all my units and quickly get them to do stuff. If you notice, the Fuchsia team has Fuchsia flag. Right now it's going to support 4 players. I'm going to hard code it up again to 8 players. And eventually I'm hoping for 12 players if I ever get there. Let's just see. Okay, well, they're pretty much set up and working. Anyhow, there is camera rotation in this, but the moment the player touches one of the edges, I have it set to rotate the camera, because the camera motion was kind of designed to be an RTS style camera, so it's going to have almost like a fixed perspective for most of the time. There's a little bit of a wave, if you can see it here and there. I don't know if the video is picking up a little bit of a glitch or an artifact that comes from the fog, so I'm gonna have to look and see what I've done in the fog that causes this. It's not terrible, but it does flicker when it's moving, and it didn't used to do that before. So I think that has to do with the fog light blending. Just if that's the case, I'll just have to change the fog. Anyhow, as you can see, the fog's only really showing up in the editor environment right now because the camera doesn't really tilt up that high here. But anyhow, that's where we are. Guess next is letting them shoot each other and getting some score, and then figuring how that's going to work. Anyhow, if you stuck to it this long and watched and listened to me ramble on, thanks very much. You never really know what kind of crazy stuff I'm up to. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.